Howdy everybody, my name is Dakota Carmichael and I'm with the Old History Project YouTube channel, and I'm also a board member here at the Hayslope Tavern. The Hayslope Tavern is a 1785 original log cabin here in Hamlin County, Tennessee, specifically Russellville. So the room that we're standing in here is the original part of the cabin, built by Colonel James Roddy in the year 1785. There have been extensive renovations to the house. We're uncovering it as you see, taking off carefully American chestnut planks to expose the original logs. This is certainly an interesting project for sure. One of the things we've done is uncover the original wood mantelpiece for the chimney. That chimney would have been the heating and cooking fireplace for the cabin. And so there are other modifications that we'll get onto a little later on as well. So over the years, this house sits directly beside of the original Great Stage Road, which ran roughly from Abingdon to Nashville, Tennessee. So as Colonel Roddy's family grew, he also wanted somewhere for people to stay. And this home came to be sort of a very prominent home in the area, as just about every English-speaking settler that came through here came through this house. So anyway, as his family grew, he would have built onto the house so that way he could accommodate his family and travelers, which is where we are now. So here at the Hayslope Tavern, some of the things that we've uncovered are, well, right now we're standing in the original loft. The extensive modifications that they've done, so the original roof line stopped right at about here. What they've done, they chopped off the original roof, threw it away, and they added another 4, maybe 3 or 4 feet onto the roof to the way you could stand up in here. So back in the early days, this is where Colonel Roddy would have sent the travelers up to sleep in here, away from his family. So if you can see that on the camera, there is no fireplace up here. That was added on in a later time, I don't know when, but this right here, that's how they would have got heat up to the second floor of the loft. So one of the more extensive modifications that we've ran into would be this entire room made out of cedar planks. So of course they didn't have that, they didn't do that back in 1785. This was actually added on in the 1930s by a fellow named Esco Thomason. So the plans for this room, of course, this part of the house is going to have to come down. It's just not safe to be in. But we are going to hire somebody or get somebody to take this down properly so that way it can be preserved. We are not going to throw it away. So the house was originally known as the Tavern with the Red Door during the 1785 years. Around the 1850s, the Rogan family, which is out of the area of around Speedwell and Tazewell, came into ownership of it. During the Civil War, this area was actually settled pretty widely by General James Longstreet's troops, who was a Confederate general. It was during this time when the house would be known as Hayslope. It was named so for the rolling hills of hay. So part of the history here at the Hay Slope / the Red Door Tavern includes stuff like this here. This would have been a two-sided chimney for a rather large resort house. The second family to own the home would have been the Rogans, like I said earlier. They had 3 resort homes which were almost identical to each other. And because we're located here right beside the original stage road, we've seen quite a bit of famous people come through here. One of them would have been King Louis Philippe, who was touring the United States while he was on exile from France during the French Revolution. Nonetheless, the house is no longer standing, but it's still a reminder of just how rich the history is here.